Hey, Celtics Nation. We're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Boston Celtics. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll always stay up to date and never miss out on any exclusive news. The news that NIKOLA JOKIĆ has supposedly signed a 3-year deal with the Boston Celtics is spreading like wildfire, and it feels almost unreal to say it out loud. 4 years, JOKIĆ has been the centerpiece of the Denver Nuggets, the man who carried the franchise to historic heights, including that unforgettable championship run. But now, if these reports hold any truth, we're talking about a seismic shift in the balance of power across the NBA. Boston, already one of the most historic franchises in the league, adding the reigning best big man in the game. It almost sounds like one of those outlandish trade machine scenarios that fans joke about on social media. Except this rumor refuses to die down. Everywhere you look, insiders, anonymous accounts, and even former players are whispering that something huge just went down behind closed doors and that JOKIČ is about to wear green. Imagine the reaction in Denver. Imagine the chaos in Boston. Imagine the panic across the Eastern Conference if this actually becomes official. We're not talking about a small upgrade or a solid signing. We're talking about the potential formation of an unstoppable juggernaut. If you stop and think for a second about the basketball fit, it becomes even more fascinating. JOKIČ's game is built on vision, patience, and an almost magical ability to make teammates better. Now picture him in a Celtics lineup that already features Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, two elite wings who thrive on spacing, movement, and scoring in bunches. Add in JOKIČ as the ultimate offensive hub, and suddenly Boston's playbook becomes limitless. Pick and rolls, pick and pops, handoffs at the top of the key, or just letting JOKIČ orchestrate with surgical precision. It's a nightmare for defenses. He has a way of slowing the game down, while making it feel like everything is happening faster for the opponents. The Celtics already had defensive identity with their core, but offensively, they sometimes lacked that calming anchor in half-court sets when the game slowed down in the playoffs. JOKIČ erases that weakness instantly. The chemistry questions will linger, sure, but talent this overwhelming usually finds a way to coexist, and if it clicks, we might be witnessing the dawn of a new dynasty. From a narrative standpoint, the move would be shocking, not just because JOKIČ has always been portrayed as loyal to Denver, but also because Boston is not exactly the place people envision him landing. We always heard rumors about Miami chasing him, or maybe Dallas making a wild play, but the Celtics? It almost feels like a storybook twist, the type of plot you don't see coming, but makes sense once you pause to analyze it. Boston has always been known for bold moves, from trading for Kevin Garnett back in the day to reshaping the roster in modern times to stay competitive. The idea that they could swoop in, convince JOKIČ to commit for 3 years, and potentially cement their title window during Tatum's prime is both thrilling and terrifying for the rest of the league. JOKIČ is not just another superstar. He is a system unto himself, a player who bends the laws of basketball logic, and Boston landing him would redefine everything about their future. Of course, rumors like this always come with layers of skepticism. Until an official announcement comes from the team or the league, fans are left in limbo, balancing between cautious excitement and guarded disbelief. Denver faithful will call it fake, a desperate attempt to stir chaos, while Boston fans are already imagining championship parades down Causeway Street. Social media thrives on this kind of frenzy, with photoshopped images of JOKIČ in Celtics jerseys racking up thousands of likes in minutes. Every insider tweet is dissected. Every cryptic emoji from a player's account is magnified into evidence. But that's what makes this moment so electric, whether true or false. It captures attention, sparks debates, and forces everyone to picture what the NBA might look like if JOKIČ really did switch allegiances. Even the most skeptical analysts are admitting, quietly, that where there's smoke, sometimes there's fire. Financially, the deal makes some sense, at least on paper. A 3-year contract keeps both sides flexible, giving JOKIČ the chance to secure another massive payday down the road, while providing Boston with immediate title contention without locking themselves into a decade-long gamble. The Celtics already have a hefty payroll, But when you're chasing banners in the rafters, luxury tax becomes a secondary concern. The ownership group has shown willingness to spend when the opportunity is there, and adding Jokic would justify every penny. The ripple effects would be massive too. Veterans might suddenly want to sign cheap deals just to chase a ring in Boston, while rivals would scramble to retool their rosters. In a league where super teams are often short-lived, this one could be both dominant and sustainable, striking fear across both conferences. Money talks, but championships scream louder. And let's not forget the cultural impact of Jokic wearing Boston green. The Celtics are not just another team. They're a brand, a legacy, a measuring stick of greatness in the NBA. Jokic, a back-to-back MVP and Finals MVP, joining forces with one of the league's most storied franchises, will be the kind of pairing that fuels documentaries years later. Kids in Serbia growing up watching Jokic might suddenly buy Celtics jerseys. Boston fans who once thought their team was always one piece short might finally feel invincible. And in the broader basketball world, it would ignite debates about dynasties, loyalty, and the shifting sands of power in the NBA. Whether this rumor turns out to be true or just another case of smoke without fire, it has already done its job, capturing imaginations and making us dream about what might happen if NIKOLA Jokic truly takes his talents to Boston. The whispers around this deal grow louder not only because of its potential impact on the league, but also because of how it might redefine Jokic's own legacy. For years, he has been praised as a unique superstar, someone who never chased the limelight, who preferred horses and family life over flashy endorsements or social media drama. A move to Boston would signal something new, a shift from the comfort of Denver to the blinding spotlight of a franchise that lives and breathes pressure. In Boston, every win is celebrated like a holiday, and every loss is scrutinized with a microscope. For Jokic, this could be a chance to prove that he can dominate under a different kind of microscope, one that expects banners, demands greatness, and never settles for second best. Fans might debate whether leaving Denver diminishes his loyalty image, but in truth, stars are always judged by rings, and Boston provides a stage where multiple championships suddenly feel attainable. The question becomes, does Jokic care about legacy in that way? Or is this move just the product of timing, opportunity, and perhaps the Celtics offering a vision too tempting to ignore? When imagining the potential battles, it's impossible not to think of the rivalries this deal could ignite. A Jokic-led Celtics team squaring off against Giannis and the Bucks in the playoffs? That's not just basketball. That's a war of philosophies. The unstoppable interior force of Giannis against the cerebral mastery of Jokic, both surrounded by elite supporting casts. Throw in a possible showdown with Joel Embiid and the Sixers, and the Eastern Conference suddenly feels like a theater of giants. The storylines would write themselves. Each series will be not just about who wins, but about what style of basketball prevails. Boston's fan base, already among the most passionate, would turn TD Garden into a fortress, chanting Jokic's name in a way that echoes across the league. For the NBA as a whole, this would be marketing gold, the kind of matchup television executives dream about. The West would still have its contenders, but the focus would shift dramatically eastward, and the question would no longer be whether Boston could compete, but whether anyone else could realistically stop them once Jokic dons that green jersey. Even beyond the matchups, this rumor has stirred conversations about team building and risk-taking. The Celtics have always walked a fine line between patience and aggression. They've been praised for drafting smart, developing talent, and making incremental improvements, but they've also been criticized for sometimes hesitating to pull the trigger on massive moves. If this Jokic signing truly happened, it would be the boldest swing of them all, a signal that waiting is over and dominance is the only goal. General managers across the league would be forced to reevaluate their strategies. Do you continue stockpiling draft picks and hoping for organic growth? Or do you risk it all to chase a window of 2 to 3 years with generational talent? Boston making this move would likely accelerate a domino effect, pushing other contenders to seek star pairings or gamble on blockbuster trades. In a league that rewards risk-takers, the Celtics might be showing everyone else that fortune doesn't just favor the bold. It crowns them champions when they time their risks perfectly. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. On the emotional side, there's also the heartbreak of Denver fans to consider. Jokic is not just a player to them. He's a symbol of everything they endured and eventually celebrated. He brought them a championship, elevated their franchise to heights many thought impossible, and did it all while staying grounded and relatable. The idea of him leaving feels almost like betrayal, even though players have the right to chase new challenges. Denver's front office would face enormous backlash if this rumor turns out to be reality. How did they let their generational superstar slip away? Could they have done more to keep him happy, to build around him in a way that convinced him to stay? Nuggets fans would not only mourn the loss of their hero, but also dread the thought of seeing him thrive in another jersey, especially one as iconic as Boston's. Sports are built on emotion, and this rumor taps directly into that raw nerve, reminding us all how quickly joy can flip to despair when loyalty collides with ambition. Then there's the dynamic inside Boston's locker room to dissect. Tatum and Brown have long been the pillars of the Celtics, with debates swirling about whether their partnership could ever fully deliver a title. Now, adding Jokic into that mix changes the hierarchy instantly. Is Tatum still the unquestioned leader, or does Jokic's presence shift the balance? Can Brown embrace a role where his touches decrease, knowing the offense will run through Jokic's hands? Championship teams require sacrifice, and while the talent is undeniable, egos and roles must align for success to flourish. The fascinating part is that Jokic, unlike many superstars, is not a demanding scorer or a ball-dominant diva. His style inherently creates opportunities for others. If Tatum and Brown buy in, they might find themselves putting up career numbers with less effort, thanks to Jokic's unselfish playmaking. But chemistry is fragile, and while the potential is historic, the margin for error is slim. What looks like a dynasty on paper could just as easily crumble if pride and roles clash. Finally, whether this rumor proves true or not, it highlights the way basketball operates in today's world. The NBA is as much about narratives as it is about stats. Fans crave the next big storyline, the shocking twist, the unexpected move that reshapes everything they thought they knew about the league. Jokic to the Celtics is exactly that kind of storyline, one that feels both impossible and inevitable at the same time. It reminds us that the NBA is not static. It is a living, breathing drama where loyalty, ambition, money, and legacy collide in unpredictable ways. If Jokic really has signed for 3 years in Boston, then we're on the brink of watching history unfold. If it's all smoke, then it's still one of the most entertaining rumors of the decade, proof of how powerful a single whisper can be in this sport. Either way, fans will be glued to their screens, waiting for confirmation, waiting for clarity, waiting for the moment when the future of the NBA becomes just a little bit clearer, shaped by the decision of one man in green. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.